What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Sunday evening. Right now, we've got 2024 Topps Allen and Ginter Baseball 12-box full case number 4. Gonna go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and then we'll go ahead and hop on in. Almost got all of these tags in here. Adam Colette, having a hard time tagging you. If you go by something else on Facebook, let me know. Go ahead and get that tag added. Same with Alexander. Got the rest of those tags in there. Go ahead and give everybody a minute to hop on in here while we're doing that, or while we're waiting for that. I will go ahead and get our 12 boxes out of this case. Got an empty case there. Show that up. Get these recentered here. There we go. Got our 12 boxes there. Now we're going to hop over into the browser and get these teams and names randomed for everybody. First, we got the names here. Ron on top. Alexander on the bottom. 31 entries. Going to roll the dice. Anything 4 or less, we will roll again. Got a 7, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Jeff Maline on top. Aaron Wyckoff on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get that reflected onto your screen. There we go. We're going to hop on and do the same thing for the spot/teams. Got the non-MLB spot on top. Washington Nationals on the bottom. Going to roll the dice. Same thing. Anything 4 or less, we will roll again. Got a 10, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Colorado Rockies on top. Toronto Blue Jays on the bottom. There we go. That one should be up on the screen. Let me go ahead and get this one adjusted real quick. There we go. Now everything should be lined up. Gonna hop back on the main here, start that trade timer. Got 5 minutes on that clock. While that clock starts going, I'm gonna go ahead and copy these verification codes into the chat. There we go. Verification codes have been posted in that chat if anybody wants to take a look at those. Got just over 4 minutes left on that trade timer, so plenty of time if anybody does want to try to swap their spots or get a different team. Allen and Ginter's been super fun. Always love these breaks. While we're waiting on this trade timer too, don't forget to check out the other breaks we currently have up on the website. Got Topps Chrome Star Wars Galaxy that's really close to breaking. There's lots of fun hockey breaks up on the website. We've got a basketball mixer, so something for everybody. Highly recommend checking some of those out. Star Wars is one of my personal favorites. Those cards are absolutely gorgeous. So highly recommend that one. And let's have fun in this one. Just about 3.5 minutes left on that trade timer. Plenty of time if you want to make those trades, but we are getting near the halfway point. Also, while people are in here, and I'll mention this again when we encounter it, but there should be one box out of this case. I'm going to try my best, Tony. There should be one box in this case where every card has a chrome finish. They're not made out of the chrome stock. They're the same Allen and Ginter stock, but they've all got chrome finish. That's like the hot box. For this, to save y'all time, I will go ahead and top load and sleeve all those after the break, just so everybody's aware. Everything else will continue as normal, but don't want to watch me sit here sleeving 100 cards on the break. That'll add like half an hour to 45 minutes, so just so everybody's aware of that. I would love to pull a dinosaur egg or a dinosaur relic. Really anything. I love Allen and Ginter. They're just so much fun. Rooting for you too, Jim. Rooting for everybody. Hopefully we have a really good break. Pulled a Nolan Ryan hand-numbered out of 10 auto yesterday out of a personal break at Allen and Ginter. Maybe one of the favorite cards I've ever pulled, so hopefully we can keep up that trend and get something sick like that. Just about 2 minutes left on that trade timer. We are now past the halfway point. Also, I've said this in the other Allen and Ginter breaks, but if anybody wants to tell baseball stories in the chat, tell jokes, whatever. This is a fun time to talk about the sport we all love. Or really anything. I've heard so many cool stories over the Allen and Ginter breaks about random stuff. All right, just about 1.5 minutes left on that trade timer. Getting near the end, but still a little bit of time if anybody wants to swap their spots. Almost down to that last 60 seconds here. Then we'll kick it off with our 12-box break. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday evening. Got an offer in the chat from Jim. Just under 60 seconds left on that trade timer now. Last 30 seconds here on this trade timer. All right, last 10 seconds here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right. Seeing no trades. Those are going to be everybody's teams. Good luck, everybody. Here we go into box number 1. Like I said, should be a fun one. Allen and Ginter is always a blast. Looking for that dinosaur egg. Let's go, Snakes. Got a nice rookie as our first box topper here. It's It's going to be an Ellie De La Cruz box topper going over to the Reds. Nice one to start us off. Also, get ready for me to call box toppers like a billion different things. I've accidentally called them top loaders, box loaders. Try my best to get it right. Empty box there. And here we go into pack number 1. Got a Mookie Betts in action here going over to the Dodgers. Trying to make sure. And a chrome Trey Turner there. It's in action are a little bit harder to come by on the inserts. Then we got a chrome Trey Turner here going over to the Phillies on the mini. Got a black Julio Rodriguez on the mini here, coming over to the Mariners. Looks like we got something here. It's going to be a Colt Keith relic coming over to the Detroit Tigers there. Nice rookie relic to start us off. Once again, that one going over to the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to show this mini first because it wants to jump out at us. Give me Mickey Mantle. Really love these X-ray cards. We were questioning in the last break. I don't think they are, but it would be really cool if they were puzzle cards. If like you could collect multiple parts of the animal to build the whole skeleton. All right, last pack of this first stack here. Let me get this first stack of base moved over. We'll hop into the next stack. Since the World Series just ended, I'm curious who everybody thinks will win the next World Series. I know there's absolutely no way to tell, so that's why it's fun to ask now before teams start performing. Got a black mini coming over to the Mets here. Honestly think the Orioles have a good chance. That's who I'm rooting for. Aside from the Cubs, because I'm a huge Cubs fan, but from a non-biased standpoint, I think the Orioles have a good chance of making it all the way next year. I think they got a stellar list of rookies, really strong base. Looks like we got a printing plate here. Gonna be a nice 1-of-1 printing plate going over to the non-sport. Gonna go ahead and mag that one up. That one's going over to Tony Hicks. There you go, Tony. Nice 1-of-1 printing plate coming your way on the mini. Congrats on that one. Love the look of printing plates. There we go. Give me just a second, Jim. I promise I will read the back of it. It's going to be a 1-of-1 printing plate of Pete Steinkopf. Guitar player, looks like. Maybe a bass player. It's cut off there, but I believe that's a guitar player. Go ahead and get these packs moved over. There we go. Literally looks beautiful, too. I love the way the light hits that. Hopefully a great sign of things to come. Got a Nico Horner patch right behind that. Going over to the Chicago Cubs. That's a nice patch there. It looks like possibly dirt on there. I don't believe the Cubs wear that color jersey, except for maybe a military recognition game, so I believe that's dirt. It's a nice one there going over to the Cubs. Definitely more unique patch. Really love these dog cards. It's hilarious to see what some people name their dogs. And no judgment, but there's definitely some more unique names out there. I think one of them is named Miss P. One's named Pineapple. All right, let me get this stack base moved out of the way. Hop into the next stack here. See if I can't get that to focus. You see me making little pauses just to make sure the camera's focusing. I don't want to be shuffling through cards all blurry for y'all. Got an Anthony Rondon. Nope, Carlos Rodon. My bad. Going over to the New York Yankees on the black mini. Jim, are you a big fan of Weimaraners? Is that your dog of choice? I'm personally a Jack Russell guy. I have a Jack Russell. We think she's a Jack Russell Corgi mix. She could be a Jack Russell Blue Heeler. Got an Andrew McCutchen relic here. Looks like a piece of bat. That one's coming over to the Pittsburgh Pirates there. There we go. Once again, going over to the Pirates on that one. I love that. Got a black mini here of Eddie Breckenridge, bassist, going over to the non-MLB spot. I'd love to have a chocolate lab too. I've had a couple of those in my life, but unfortunately where I currently live, there's just not enough space. But I'm a huge chocolate lab fan. I think they're some of the best dogs. I just love dogs in general, honestly. If I had the space and the funds and the mental strength to do it, I would probably become like a crazy dog person. Not the biggest fan of cats, but I've had a couple of those as well. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next box. Here we go. Good luck once again, everybody. Let's see if we can get more fun and wacky cards. I'm going to move everything back just a tad so we have a little bit more space to work with. Got our first non-MLB box topper here. It's going to be a crab mac and cheese. It's a fancy mac and cheese there. Once again, going over to the non-MLB spot. I've seen tons of unique ballpark bites ones of those so far. Chicken nuggets, tater tots, ice cream, and now crab mac and cheese to add to it. I hope they bring back the recipe cards one year. Because I loved that you could hunt. Empty box there. I would love to frame a crab mac and cheese. Honestly, a lot of the like non-MLB, not even like player cards, or celebrity cards, but like the wacky stuff like that, I think you could make into a really cool art piece if you tried. Got an AJ Smith-Sharver here on the Chrome Mini going over to the Braves. Especially like the X-ray cards. I feel like if you were a veterinarian or even just someone who loved unique stuff, it would be really cool to collect that set and then frame them all in an artistic way. I don't know if I'm artistically inclined enough to pull something off like that. Got a Dansby Swanson on the Black Mini going over to the Chicago Cubs. I have one thing I want to start doing. I just have to figure out some of the logistics. Is I have a ton of autographs because I collect autos like as my hobby. I would love to get some like custom mats and frame them with like rookie cards, trading cards, depending on what the piece is. I feel like people don't do that enough. Looks like we got something coming up here. Slow roll it. It's going to be an Andrew Jones auto. 33 out of 50. Coming over to the Atlanta Braves. Nice numbered auto there. That one's going over to Jason Hornibrook. There you go, Jason. Got a numbered auto coming your way, sir. Would love to pull a Quavo auto out of this. I know that's not what a lot of people are chasing, but as a huge hip-hop fan, I think it would be cool to see. All right, let me get this stack of base moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next stack here. Got an Evan Carter on the Chrome. Let's leave that one up. Like we got another something coming up here. Got a cloth Allen and Ginter on the mini. It's going to be Ozzy Albies going over to the Braves. Nice one there. Dang, only 2 boxes in. We've gotten 2 really epic minis. I've not seen a cloth break or a cloth mini yet in any of the breaks I've done. Really cool card there. That one's going over to Jason Hornibrook with the Atlanta Braves. Got a numbered auto and a cloth mini out of this one. Have yourself a break there, Jason. Really killing it on this box. I'm obviously not going to do it, but if you wish to open this, there is a little spot right there where you can feel the cloth. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to do any of that, but there you go. Go ahead and get this moved over a little bit so it's not hidden by the chat. Congrats again on that one, Jason. Really nice looking card. That first one is a 1-of-1 printing plate of a guitar player going over to the non-MLB spot. Got a black mini Jock Peterson here coming over to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Got another something here coming up. Got a mini stuck to the back there. Going to be a Chipper Jones relic. Also coming over to the Atlanta Braves. Dang, this is just a Braves heavy box. Once again, going over to Jason. There you go, Jason. Got yourself an auto, a relic, and a cloth mini out of this one box. Congrats on that one, man. Just trying to make sure the mini doesn't slip out from us. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next stack. Show the mini off here first. Got a 37 out of 50. Wyatt Langford coming over to the Texas Rangers. Nice numbered rookie there. Once again, going over to the Texas Rangers there. Got an Ozzy Albies patch here. Or bat relic, rather. Once again, going over to the Atlanta Braves. Dang, Jason, you're really having a good one with this box. Multiple relics, an auto. One of the cloth minis. Congrats, man. There you go. Another relic coming your way for the Braves. Right behind that, we have a black mini of Sandy Koufax going over to the Dodgers. Got a black Luis Vasquez coming over to the Cubs. It just might be, Will. At least with this box, it seems like it. It's interesting, and I feel like that's pretty unique that every hit in this box so far, just this box, has been Atlanta. I feel like that's not super common. All right, last pack of this box. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next one. Here we go, box number 3. Got our box topper here. It's going to be a Fernando Tatis Jr. going over to the San Diego Padres. Really love the look of those box toppers. They have a really nice, beautiful design. Let's see if we can get a team besides Atlanta. Did the first 2 boxes. Empty box there. Jeff, right now our big hits are a 1/1 printing plate for the non-MLB spot and an Ozzy Albies cloth mini for the Atlanta Braves. And then everything else I'll go over in the recap. Got a cycle succession George Brett going over to the Kansas City Royals. Got an chrome red chrome Cody Bellinger on the mini going over to the Cubs. That's fun. Ryan. I love the box toppers. Maybe another one that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I guess we already talked about that earlier, but they'd be cool to frame if you did it right. If you took all the non-sport ones or all the ones of your favorite team. Got a Nolan Ryan mini on the black. One of the all-time greats. I owned a baseball break a couple weeks ago. Everybody told me I should watch Facing Nolan documentary. I still have not checked it out, but it's on my list. Definitely looking forward to it. Someone yesterday recommended a video of, I can't remember his name now. Lead singer of Pearl Jam. Has apparently a wicked cool baseball collection. So I put that on my list, too, to check out. Got an Evan Carter rookie auto here. Going over to the Texas Rangers. Nice one there. just a second. That one going over to the Texas Rangers. Eddie Vedder, that's it. There we go. Congrats on that one. It's funny that I could not remember his name because I was telling in the break yesterday, my grandfather grew up in Chicago and lived there until his early adulthood, and one of his best friends growing up was actually Eddie Vedder's uncle. So he used to tell me stories about when Eddie Vedder was like a little kid. He would go over to their house and see him running around. He would help babysit him with his friend just to kill time. So it's always been like the crazy family history I have. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. Hop into the next stack. I always love watching different people's collection videos. Obviously celebrities, but if anyone has an enticing enough collection, it's always fun. I just like hearing why people collect and what they collect. Most of the time people aren't collecting for there are people who collect for profit. I 100% respect that. But also a lot of people collect because of like a personal reason and then turn it into profit. Got a Paul Molitor here on the relic, going over to the Blue Jays. Nice one there for the Blue Jays. Got a black mini here going over to the Minnesota Twins. All right, let me get this stack of base moved over. On to the next. Got a Francisco Lindor relic here, going over to the New York Mets. Once again, that one's going over to the Mets. Love those pinstripe relics. Got a black mini Corbin Carroll here going over to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Last pack of this box here. All right, let me get this moved over. We'll hop into box number 4. Got one of the mini box toppers here. It's going to be an Elly De La Cruz going over to the Reds. Nice one there for Cincinnati. Go ahead and get that moved over. Empty box there. If y'all could have one personality or one like subset for Allen and Ginter, what would it be? I'm interested. I've heard some cool ideas so far. Do a couple breaks I've done of this. Someone suggested doing a horror character subset since it always gets released close to Halloween. Got a Pete Alonso in action here for the Mets. Different celebrity names, different kinds of non-baseball sports. Right behind that, we've got a Paul Skeens on the Chrome Mini going over to the Pirates. Personally, I'd love to see someone unique like Stephen King have autos in here. I know he doesn't sign that much anymore, so that would be a cool chase. Looks like we got something coming up here. It's going to be a relic for the Houston Astros of Ronel Blanco. Love the framing they put these minis in. Once again, going over to the Houston Astros. We've got a Pete Alonso on the black mini here. Going over to the Mets. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. The blue thing is a 1-of-1 printing plate going over to the non-MLB of a guitarist. And the other one is a cloth mini. So it's actually like printed on a piece of cloth instead of being like a traditional card, which is really cool. I've yet to see one of those in person. Don't worry, Chris. There's still plenty more bangers coming. It's just the start. That cloth one was unique because every hit in that box came for Atlanta. I'm going to go ahead and take this mini out. Show that off first. Be a Polish sausage. Got a Larry Walker here coming over to the Colorado Rockies. Nice legend relic there. Actually was at Coors Field the day he was inducted into the Rockies Hall of Fame. It's a really cool one there. The Crazy Train, as they call him. That one going over to Jeff. Really love Allen and Ginter. Some of the most fun stuff to open. Got a black Duke Snyder there. Going over to the Dodgers. Get this stack moved over. We'll hop into the next one. Go ahead and sleeve this Katie Ledecky. Maybe we can get a Ledecky auto. That would be cool. That's the beauty with Allen and Ginter. There's just so much variety, so many different possibilities. Got a Jeff McNeil relic here going over to the New York Mets. Once again, going to the Mets there on that relic. 3 more packs in this box, and we hop into box number 5. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. We'll hop into our next box. Box number 5, almost halfway there. Good luck once again, everybody. For our box topper here, we've got a Vladdy Guerrero Jr. coming over to the Toronto Blue Jays. Nice one there. Empty box there. Got a Julio Rodriguez on the Chrome Mini going over to the Seattle Mariners. Looks like we got something coming up here. It's going to be a Shota Imanaga auto coming over to the Chicago Cubs. Nice rookie auto there. Let me go ahead and look that one up real quick. Go ahead and mag that one up. That one's going over to Dylan Gouge. There you go, Dylan. Nice rookie auto for the Chicago Cubs. There we go. Got that one up there. Got the dog there, and then right behind that we got an Abbott. Going over to the Cincinnati Reds on the black mini, Andrew Abbott. Get those moved over. Got a Riley Green patch here, going over to the Detroit Tigers. Second patch coming over to the Tigers. Nice one there. Get that back in focus there. There we go. Got a black mini coming over to the Chicago Cubs here of Ben Brown. Get this base moved out of the way. Hop into the next stack here. Some interesting times when people name their animals with people names. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I've seen two dogs named Josh and Daniel. Got an Aaron Judge relic here coming over to the New York Yankees. Definite future Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, couldn't pull it off in the World Series, but I think he'll bounce back. Once again, going over to the New York Yankees. And Ron. There you go, Ron. Got yourself an Aaron Judge relic there. No Weimaraners yet that I've seen. Get that moved out of the way. Box number 6. Here we go. Get everything moved back a little bit now. Lots of funny dogs, though. Just talking about dogs with people names. I can't say much. My dog's named after a Star Wars character, but I think it's hilarious to think of someone calling their dog Dan. This box topper is going to be going to the New York Yankees. It's going to be Juan Soto. There we go. I like Frank, though. I feel like it fits. I think any name fits a dog depending on, like, the dog. But I think Frank is a good dog name. I had a dog named Tank. And we have a... There we go. My dad has a dachshund named Bullet, but when he's bad, we call him Kevin, so that's similar. Can't tell you where that came from, but it's a people name nonetheless. Got a Juan Soto mini on the chrome. I guess my family had a dog named Pete growing up, too, and Walter. So I guess, like, I've had plenty of dogs with people names. But I feel like there's some people names, and not, like, as a disrespect to that name, but there's some names that fit better with dogs. I mean... That's the reason, part of the reason I haven't gotten another dog, too. Other than space, man, is like, dogs can be expensive. And, like, obviously there's the veterinary cost, taking care of it, like, especially if you get some of the, like, purebred dogs or things like that. I always try to get mine from the local Humane Society. Got something coming up here. Gonna be a Kyle Tucker auto. Going over to the Houston Astros. That one's going over to Peter P. There you go, Peter. Got an auto coming your way there. Just my chair. Slowly shrinks down during breaks, so got to make sure I'm not touching the ground when I'm... Got a Junior Caminero on the rookie here. Rookie chrome. That dog's making a crazy face. That's my other favorite part about these dog cards. Is some of them look normal and some of them have the craziest expressions. Got a George Rabello, who looks like he is a drummer on the Black Mini, coming over to the non-MLB spot. Get these moved out of the way and into the next stack. Talking about in another break too, Allen and Ginter is a great product, not only for fun breaks like this, but also like it's a great gateway if you ever want to get kids into collecting. Got a David Ortiz Big Papi relic coming over to the Boston Red Sox. Nice one there. Always nice to see the legends in here. But yeah, I feel like this is like a good gateway for kids because it's a relatively affordable product with lots of variety. So even if they're not the biggest baseball fans, they can find something they enjoy. Especially with the chance for a dinosaur fossil. I don't know what kid wouldn't want that. I don't know about today's kids, but I know when I was a young kid, I would have loved to get a card with a fossil in it. I would have thought that was the coolest thing on planet Earth. All right, let me get this moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next stack. Got a Mark McGwire here, 15 out of 50, going over to the Athletics. One half of the Bash Brothers. Also famous for the Summer of Swing. Nice one there coming over to the Athletics out of 50. Right behind that, we have a Roberto Clemente going over to the Pirates on the Black Mini. Got a Paul Skeens on the mini. Go ahead and get that one sleeved up. Got a Kenny Lofton bat relic here going over to the Chicago Cubs. That one's going over to Dylan Gouge. There you go, Dylan. Got a bat relic coming your way. Got a dog there leaping through the air. Get this moved over, hop into the next box. Take a quick sip of water. Good luck once again, everybody. Box number 7 here. Got a Pete Alonso box loader here. Going over to the New York Mets. Empty box there. Got a Ketel Marte in action. Right behind that, we got a Jackie Robinson on the chrome. Mini. Going over to the Dodgers. Nice one there. Jim, if that ends up happening, you'll have to post a picture if you frame some of them or do something decor-wise. Would love to see that. Always love seeing people's unique trading card displays. We were talking in the last break of this. It would be really cool if Topps did like a die-cut card of a skeleton. So like you'd chase the whole set would be different pieces of the skeleton. Maybe not the 200 plus bones you actually have. Although that would be kind of cool for an ambitious. It'd be cool for an ambitious chase. But it'd be cool somehow to do like a die-cut puzzle of a skeleton. It'd be perfect in like Allen and Ginter because you could do like medical knowledge behind each one. Comes out around Halloween time. Or similarly, it'd be cool to do these x-rays but have each card represent a different part of the animal. Got an Aaron Nola relic here going over to the Phillies. Beautiful red color there on the patch. Once again, going over to the Phillies there. Yeah, it would be a hell of a chase, depending on how many they did. But if they did like an anatomically correct amount of bones, it would be definitely a difficult. Well, I mean, I've seen certain companies too do like the first X amount of people to complete like an insert set can get special cards or things like that. So it might be cool if you did do 200 plus bones to be like the first 20 people to complete the skeleton get a special jumbo card of the whole thing or something like that. I don't know what it would be. I'm not that creative, but I think that would be fun. Something more unique. Got another black mini here coming over to the Texas Rangers of Jack Leiter. All right, let me get this stack of base moved out the way, hop into the next stack. Or even just like bring back the puzzle card pieces. I know that was during the junk wax era. There was a lot of like puzzle piece cards. Might be cool to do an updated version of that with something more unique. Got a Ceddanne Rafaela on the chrome. Got an Andrew McCutchen relic here going over to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Nice big bat relic there for you. All right, get this stack of base moved out of the way. On to the next. Got a black mini Scooble here going over to the Detroit Tigers. Go ahead and open some more top loaders real quick. All right, here we go. The guy that sold Evan cards then refunded the money to her. She told Tom. That's awesome. I love when things happen like that. It's always good to see people being good in the hobby. I think I would do not try to get the hobby boxes, but I would definitely refund the money if I knew I was sending it to a famous player's parent. Even the player, like, no matter how big of a fan I am of a player, some of those cards definitely have to be more, like, sentimental to them than they could ever mean to me. And I imagine his mom's trying to collect all of his cards, or at least the ones that are easier to come by. I'm sure she'll never get all the one-of-ones, things like that, but that's really sweet. I'm glad Topps also rewarded him. Got a Hunter Brown relic here coming to the Houston Astros. Because it's equally cool to see when companies do stuff like that. Got a black mini Lou Brock here, going over to the St. Louis Cardinals. Because you got to think, too, with that, sending those hobby boxes is probably... That's awesome. Like, sending those hobby boxes / like whatever they sent him, it's probably a drop in the bucket for Topps. But that means the world to him, I'm sure. These ballpark bites cards make me hungry. I was a Weimaraner? All right, we got one. All right, into the next box. Here we go. Good luck once again, everybody. Our box loader for this one's going to be going to the Dodgers. It's going to be a Mookie Betts. World Series champion there. That was a crazy World Series. Not the way I thought it was going to go. Like I posted that meme in the group earlier. I know it's almost been a week, but I'm still kind of in shock that the Yankees could not figure it out at all. Empty box there. Like I figured the Dodgers would probably clinch it, but didn't think it would be that fast. Got a Ceddanne Rafaela on the mini chrome. Going over to the Red Sox. And I saw that yesterday the Yankees released Anthony Rizzo, and I believe Garrett Cole declined his option. So they're definitely trying to go through a restructure and figure out what happened. Got a Katie Ledecky, black mini, going over to the non-MLB spot. That dog's name is Banana Joe. Definitely a first I've ever heard. What I'm learning from that insert set is a lot of people name their dogs after food. People. Ooh, we got some thick one here. Looks like we got a booklet here. Set it down. I'm going to show the mini and this one first. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is a nice one. Dual Auto Relic Booklet. Going over to the Colorado Rockies. 2 out of 10. Larry Walker and Chris Bryant dual auto there. Absolutely gorgeous card. Go ahead and grab a mag for that. Give me just a second. Absolutely gorgeous card there. That one going over to Jeff. There you go, Jeff. Congrats on that. Huge booklet. 2 out of 10. Don't worry, Jeff. This one's for you. It's a Larry Walker, Chris Bryant dual relic booklet. 2 out of 10. Coming over your way, Jeff. Congrats on that. Absolute monster of a booklet. I don't know how I'm going to display this here, but we'll try. My pleasure, man. Chris Bryant's one of my all-time favorite players, so love seeing that. Larry Walker, too. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. Hop into the next packs. Got a black mini Wade Boggs here coming over to the Boston Red Sox. You are all good. Let me... The last crumb was Lawler. I agree with you, Chris. I think the last, honestly, I haven't had a terrible Allen and Ginter rip yet. I think they're really stepping up. Because like I said, yesterday we got a rip card. My pleasure, Jim. Yesterday we got a rip card. Pulled a 3 out of 10 Nico Horner auto for the Cubs. Well, it went to the person with the rip card, but he played for the Cubs. Then last night I pulled a 5 out of 10 Nolan Ryan auto. Got an Alex Bregman relic there coming over to the Houston Astros. Yeah, I pulled a Nolan Ryan 5 out of 10 auto in a personal break last night. Pulled a stained glass last night. Pulled the cloth today. I think Allen and Ginter has just been on fire. Or we're just getting really lucky, and you know what? I'd accept that too. I've been loving these breaks. Got a Ronald Acuna Jr. here coming over to the Braves. Braves really having themselves a break in this one. Oh, there's a card stuck behind it. There we go. Once again, that relic was going over to the Atlanta Braves. Got our mini there. All right, let me get this base moved out the way. We'll hop into the next stack. And into our last 4 boxes. 2/3 of the way through. Got this. It's funny, speaking of Chris Bryant, got a Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming over to the Dodgers. Had a really stellar World Series. I think he's going to turn out to be an excellent pitcher. But speaking of Chris Bryant, it's crazy to think yesterday was the, I believe, 8th anniversary of the Cubs winning the 2016 World Series. Does not feel, as a Cubs fan, it does not feel like it was that long ago. Kind of sad to realize just how long it was. Got an orange mini here of Clayton Kershaw going over to the Dodgers. It's going to be 20 out of 25. Really hard to see there. I don't know if I can get that on camera. It's right between the O and the D, the numbering is. But nice one there regardless, going over to the Dodgers. 20 out of 25. It's going over to Ron. There you go, Ron. Nice orange mini. World Series champion coming your way. Got a Seiya Suzuki relic here going over to the Chicago Cubs. I think Seiya Suzuki is another one of those ones that's going to be really good for the Cubs. Him and Shota both, I think, might bring us another championship. We'll see. Got a black mini here of Dude Dad going over to the non-MLB spot. Looks like he is a content creator. Two more packs in this box. All right, let me get these moved over. Off into the next box. Quick sip of water again. So I don't start losing my voice in the middle of the break. That would not be fun. Box number 9, here we go. Got another mini box topper here. box loader, whatever you want to call it. This one's going to be going over to the Angels. Going to be a Mike Trout on the mini box topper. Really love the look of those minis. Got the real vintage feel to them. Empty box there. Got a chrome Garrett Cole here coming over to the Yankees on the mini. Got a black Tim Robinson on the mini going over to the non-MLB spot. Got a really funny show on Netflix. Got an auto here going over to the Seattle Mariners. It's going to be an Edgar Martinez auto. Nice one there going over to the Mariners. And Brandon Lim. There you go, Brandon. Got an auto coming your way. Got a Jackson Merrill rookie on the mini. All right, let me get this base moved out of the way. Hop into the next stack. Make sure that refocuses. There we go. Got a Jackson Churio on the mini. Here's a fun one I'm curious about. Got a Whitmore, Kelsey Whitmore relic here. It's going to be a professional baseball player, but that's still going to the non-MLB spot on the relic. There we go. Nice multicolored patch there. Anyway, but what I was going to ask is, I'm curious, if you guys have like a favorite player and they leave the team that you started rooting for them on, or like that's what made them your favorite player, do you continue to root for them outside of leaving that team, or do you just root for that team that originally you were a fan of. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Got a Kyle Manzardo going over to the Cleveland Guardians on the Black Mini. Personally, I always follow my favorite players, whatever team they go, but I still root for the team they played for previously. Like, I'm a diehard Cubs fan, so I will always root for the Cubs first, but Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant are my 2 favorite players of all time. So I still obviously root for the Rockies and rooted for the Yankees until they got rid of Anthony Rizzo, but still cheer them on their other teams, even if it's not my favorite team. Try to get the jerseys, too, just depending on what player it is. All right. On to the next pile here. Okay, there we go. Got a gold 12 out of 50 here of Jose Altuve going over to the Houston Astros. That one's going over to Peter. There you go, Peter. Nice gold Altuve coming your way on the chrome. Got an Ian Happ relic here. Going over to the Chicago Cubs. Can't figure out if that's dirt on these Cubs relics or if they wore a jersey that was that color. I know they've worn them for like military appreciation, but it doesn't look dyed in there. Interesting. Well, that one's going over to the Chicago Cubs. Cool relic. Got a Jeff Probst going over to the non-MLB on the Black Mini, host of Survivor. One of the first huge reality shows. It's crazy. I read a book one time where they were talking about Survivor was originally pitched to Disney and for ABC. And they said, oh, we don't want that because we don't think reality TV like that is going to survive. We think it's a flash in the pan. Interesting to see what huge mistake they made with that decision. Got a Jackson Merrill on the chrome here. That's sleeved up. Got a Caleb Williams on the mini. Going over to the non-MLB spot. All right. Go ahead and get these moved over. Hop into box number 10. We'll go ahead and stack this box on top of this box. Oh, they're still hard to see. Wonder if I can tilt that. We'll just go ahead and do that. Star Wars has sold out. Okay, cool. Great to hear. That will be right after this. I know Allen and Ginter is a bit of a longer break, but I love that Star Wars too. Star Wars is so much fun. Got another one of my favorite box toppers here. Gonna be the chicken tenders on the ballpark bites, going over to the non-MLB spot. Put that with your crab mac and cheese. empty box there. Perfect. Nice close there. Looking forward to that one. Those Star Wars cards are absolutely gorgeous. Got a Cal Ripken Jr. on the cycle succession here. Hopefully we can get some more autos in that Star Wars one too. Got a sketch card of, there we go. Going to be Jason Dominguez on the rookie. Chrome Mini going over to the Yankees. But got a sketch card of Yoda in the first break of that Star Wars. And it's hilarious because it was the perfect color green that the camera could not really pick it up. So most of the card was just black. And I could not, for some reason, for the life of me, for the first minute that I pulled it, figure out what was going on. I was like, I know this card does not look like this in person. We do still have one more Star Wars break up, I believe, on the website as well. So if anybody is hearing me talk about this and is interested in participating, it's a really fun one. Highly recommend. Lots of beautiful cards in that. Just like Allen and Ginter. Yeah, it was a really sick card too. Got something coming up here. Going to be a Simmons auto for the Cardinals. Ted Simmons. Nice legend auto there. For the St. Louis Cardinals. That one's going over to Jeff. There you go, Jeff. Having yourself a break. That absolutely gorgeous Rockies booklet. Got another auto coming your way. Yeah, in that first Star Wars one, I got a Yoda sketch, a 5 out of 5 Kylo Ren, and John Leguizamo auto, which was super random but super fun. We were talking, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. We're talking in that Star Wars one, and it would be cool with Allen and Ginter too, with some of these more unique cards, because the Star Wars is mostly art that's put on cards. Got a Jackson Holiday rookie. Go ahead and sleeve that up. So I posed the idea to that break the other day. I was like, what do you guys think about possibly having redemptions for the original pieces of art? My pleasure, Jeff. Or prints of the art, but larger versions of some of that art. Because some of the art in this, some of the art in the Star Wars is really fun, and I would love to hang on my wall. Move that stack over. So I think it would be a cool redemption. Obviously, you'd have to have it ultra rare redemption. Because even if that, a lot of the art is digital now, so that would complicate it. But also, even if you could get the original art, you're not going to have hundreds of pieces lying around. So it'd probably be the chase. But it'd still be really cool. Got one of Tim Raines here on the Black Mini. Yeah, I'll definitely have to. I look at their website every once in a while. I'll definitely have to check it out again, though. I know in that break I was talking about. Give me a second. It'll come to me. I don't know why. I can always. Oh, Drew Struzan. Famous poster designer. Did a lot of the Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Goonies, lots of stuff like that. He sells prints of his art, of his famous posters on his website. I've always wanted to get one. Especially he did the album cover to Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. Would love to hang that on my wall. I just don't have enough wall space. That's the problem I run into very quickly as an autograph collector. I like to frame things up and I don't have enough space for it. Got a Cody Bellinger relic here. Coming over to the Chicago Cubs. Oh, and once again, going over to Dylan Gouge. There you go, Dylan. Got another relic coming your way. I don't think I've ever purchased anything from Prop Store. I know I bought there's another one called VIP Fan Auctions that does a lot of like the A24 props. I got some props from the movie The Iron Claw that came out a couple years ago. I guess like a year ago now. Got a couple things from that. That was really cool. It's the only props I own, so I was really excited about that. Found them at an affordable rate. That'd be a cool... Move this over. Dang. That would have been really cool. I'm sure that, like, Marvel stuff is not cheap, though. I mean, I was surprised with how cheap the stuff from Iron Claw was, because the stuff I got was, like, actual screen-used props from Jeremy Allen White, famous for the bear. And I figured, oh, that's not bad at all. That's about double what I paid for my stuff. But for a Marvel movie, that's really affordable. Got a Shota on the mini. I think the other hard part about props like that is they're just so hard to display properly to make them look nice. I've seen people do it, but it's not something that you can do easily. I think sometimes the benefit with those prop kind of things is nobody knows they're happening. Got a Todd Radome, graphic designer, on the Black Mini. Got a Juan Soto bat relic here. Going over to the New York Yankees. Lots of Yankees relics in this one. Once again, going over to the Yankees. Congrats on that. Yeah. Well, especially for something like that wall. How do you even get that in your house? Like the wall panels. And I follow this guy on YouTube who collects a lot of horror props, and he's also a con promoter, so that's why I follow him, because I love learning about what goes into conventions. Got a Graham Pauley there. I'll go ahead and sleeve that one up just because it was backwards, just in case. It's image variation or something. But I've seen him buy huge props and then freak out when they get there because he forgets, like, how hard it is to get those into your house. Got our first scratch and sniff mini. Obviously not going to do it, but that one is going to be of Peaches, it looks like. Same with like some of the costumes. They're just hard to display well. Like, I've seen mannequins and stuff, and sometimes they look really cool. I'd just be worried about the elements if they're not in a case. All right, let me get this moved over. We'll hop into our last two boxes here. Like I said, one of these two boxes, theoretically, typically per case, there's one where all the cards have a chrome finish. If we do get one of those, like I said, I'll take care of those. I'll put those in a special pile, and I'll take care of them after sleeving and all that. Just because I don't want to make y'all sit here while I sleeve every individual card. That would be sick. Got a Shohei Ohtani. Nice one coming over to the Dodgers. Had a stellar World Series. Really had a stellar career. One of the best. Definitely future Hall of Famer. I would love to have a full-size anything in my front yard like that. I know John Stamos, he's a huge Disney collector. And he has like giant displays, ride vehicles, everything just like chilling in his backyard. Empty box there. Got a Francisco Lindor on the Chrome Mini. That brings up a good question, though, for anybody who wants to answer is, if you could own one movie prop with cost not being a problem, what would it be? If you had to own one thing. I have to think about mine. I think mine would probably be one of the headbands from the original Karate Kid. I think that would be sick. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. I have a hard time because there's so many different movies I would love to own items from, but I think something from Karate Kid would probably be my number one. I know Ralph Macchio owns the original car and the trophy. Maybe a costume from Good Will Hunting. That's my second favorite movie. That would be cool. Having a Ninja Turtle suit would be epic. That's one, though, that I'd be scared to have because I know how that foam latex deteriorates over time. It's a real problem. Got a Giancarlo Stanton relic here, going over to the New York Yankees. It's got a little snag in that relic. Once again, going over to the Yankees there. Right behind that, we've got a black mini Babe Ruth going over to the Boston Red Sox. Same wavelength. It's the same with a lot of the, there we go, stop motion puppets. Yes, sir, Caden. It'll be as soon as possible right after this. Should not be more than 15 minutes. All I got to do is print out the sorting sheet for everyone so I have record of everybody's names and teams and then get it moved out of the way and we'll hop into Star Wars. We only got this stack that you see here and one more box after this, so should not be too long at all for Star Wars. So got us talking about movie props. But I was saying a lot of the stop motion too from Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff has a similar problem to that foam. The clay just doesn't hold up the way that you'd want it to unless you keep it ultra temperature controlled. Move that over and hop into the next one. Because I know Tony Hawk actually owns some of the puppet statues, whatever you want to call them, from Nightmare Before Christmas, and he said you have to get them restored every 5 or 6 years. Got a Colton Cowser on the rookie chrome. Go ahead and get that sleeved up in a second. Could never say no to owning some Star Wars props. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan anymore. I used to be huge when I was younger. Just fell out of it for no reason. Never been able to figure it out. But at a local museum here in Denver a couple years ago, they did a whole exhibit all about Star Wars props from the first 9 movies. That was really cool to see. They had original Yoda puppet, tons of costumes, recreation of George Lucas's desk, original storyboards. It was one of the coolest museum exhibits I've ever been to. Rivaled only by, I think, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. Got a Paul Goldschmidt relic here going over to the St. Louis Cardinals. There we go. Once again, going over to the Cardinals. Nice relic there. That would be epic. I used to be a huge Doctor Who fan, too. I always wanted something like that as well. There used to be the show on Sci-Fi, I believe, called King of the Nerds, and they had a room like that. Got a Tyler Soderstrom here on the Black Mini going over to the Oakland Athletics. move this over here. Hop into the last stack before our last box. Honestly, if I won the lottery or had like unlimited funds, I think my house would end up looking like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Not literally, but there would just be no rhyme or reason. I'd just buy whatever I would think was cool and have it on display. I mean, I think the way you're explaining it is an original idea, but they did have like a into their like study room. It was a TARDIS, and you open the door and it went into like their computer room. At least on one season. I don't know if it was fully built out though. It might have just been like part of the exterior. It's been like a decade plus too since that show was on the air. So I couldn't tell you exactly like how to find it, but I used to love that show as a kid because it was kind of like Big Brother but for nerds. They all lived in a house and competed in different challenges, but it would use their like engineering skills and things like that. It was a really cool show. I'm kind of sad they got rid of it. It was hosted by two of the guys from the movie Revenge of the Nerds. Got a Jonathan India bat relic here going over to the Cincinnati Reds. Nice one there going over to the Reds once again. All right, see you soon, Chris, in the Star Wars break. There we go. All right, last box. Here we go. Good luck once again, everybody. Let's have some fun. Got another Shohei Ohtani as our box topper for that one. Going over once again to the Dodgers. Empty box there. Okay, theoretically. Yep, okay. So this is going to be our box that has all chrome finish on the cards. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and treat it like a normal box right now. I'll sort everything into a separate pack, or a separate stack, and then we'll go ahead and sleeve and top load everything after the break. Don't want y'all to have to sit through me sleeving and top loading hundreds of cards. Got a Wade Boggs on the black mini going over to the Boston Red Sox. Got a Yamamoto rookie on the mini here. Get that sleeved up. Yes, sir. Got a Chris Bryant relic coming over to the Rockies. That one going over to Jeff. There you go, Jeff. Another Rockies relic to go with that killer booklet. Got a Novelli Marte on the rookie mini there. And a Sal Frelick on the actual chrome. No mini in that one, which typically means we'll get 2 minis in another one of these packs. Not always guaranteed, but usually is the case. Got an Everson Pereira going over to the New York Yankees on the chrome mini. Let me get this base moved out of the way. We'll hop into the next one. Or continue into this one, rather. Got a black mini here. Going over to the Miami Marlins. That one's going to be Yuri Perez. Got our mini there. Looks like we got a rip card coming up. This one's going to be a Jonah Heim. 138 out of 199. Going over to the Texas Rangers. That one's going over to Chris. There you go, Chris. If you want me to rip it live on camera, let me know. Otherwise, got it at a top loader there. Protected for you. Keep forgetting these are backwards. I think that's the first rip card we've seen in this break, too. So congrats on that one. Love those rip cards. Fun little gamble. All right, let me get this moved out of the way. We'll hop into our last couple packs here. Make sure that refocuses there. There we go. Last 3 packs here. Good luck, everybody. Got an auto here. Going over to the non-MLB spot. That one's going to be Zachary Reicher, basketball player. That one going over to Tony. There you go, Tony. Got an auto coming your way. Last 2 packs here. Got a black Xander Bogaerts here on the mini. Going over to the San Diego Padres. There we go. All right, last pack here. Good luck, everybody. And we'll get some things moved out of the way, hop into our quick recap. Then I'll catch everybody in Star Wars. All right, get these moved over. Get some of our top-loaded base moved over here. All right, here we go into our recap. Got a Zachary Reicher auto coming over to the non-MLB. Got a Jonah Heim 138 out of 199 rip card coming over to the Texas Rangers. Got a Chris Bryant relic going over to the Rockies. Jonathan India relic going over to the Reds. Paul Goldschmidt relic going over to the St. Louis Cardinals. John Carlos Stanton relic going over to the Yankees. Juan Soto relic going over to the Yankees. Cody Bellinger relic going over to the Cubs. Got a Ted Simmons auto going over to the Cardinals. Got an Ian Happ relic going over to the Cubs. Got a Jose Altuve 12 out of 50 going over to the Astros on the gold. Got a Kelsey Whitmore relic going over to the non-MLB spot. Got an Edgar Martinez auto going over to the Seattle Mariners. Got a Seiya Suzuki relic going over to the Chicago Cubs. Got a Clayton Kershaw 20 out of 25 going over to the Dodgers on the orange mini. Like I said, really hard to see even in person, but the numbering is right there between the O and the D. Got a Ronald Acuna relic going over to the Atlanta Braves. Got an Alex Bregman relic going over to the Houston Astros. Got a Hunter Brown relic going over to the Houston Astros. Got an Andrew McCutchen relic going over to the Pirates. Aaron Nola relic going over to the Phillies. Kenny Lofton relic going over to the Cubs. Mark McGwire 15 out of 50 going over to the Athletics. My pleasure, Jim. Thanks for hopping on. Got a David Ortiz relic going over to the Boston Red Sox. Got a Kyle Tucker auto coming over to the Houston Astros. Got an Aaron Judge relic going over to the New York Yankees. Got a Riley Green relic going over to the Tigers. Got a Jeff McNeil relic going over to the Mets. Got a Larry Walker relic going over to the Rockies. Got a Raul Blanco going over to the Houston Astros on the relic. Got a Francisco Lindor relic going over to the Mets. Got a Paul Molitor relic going over to the Blue Jays. Got an Evan Carter auto going over to the Texas Rangers. Got an Ozzie Albies relic going over to the Braves. Got a Wyatt Langford, 37 out of 50, going over to the Rangers. Got a Chipper Jones relic going over to the Braves. Got an Andrew Jones auto, 33 out of 50, going over to the Braves. Got another Andrew McCutchen relic going over to the Pirates. Got a Nico Horner relic going over to the Chicago Cubs. Got a Colt Keith relic going over to the Detroit Tigers. Then we got our mags here. Got a Shota Imanaga rookie auto going over to the Chicago Cubs. Got our 1-of-1 printing plate here of Pete Steinkopf going over to the non-MLB spot. Got the cloth relic, or the cloth mini here going over to the Atlanta Braves. And then we have our booklet here, 2 out of 10. Larry Walker, Chris Bryant, dual relic auto. Nice one there. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this break. Appreciate you sticking on and hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Star Wars very soon.